Oh shit. Apologies. I messed up. Whoever's well, I don't know if they're here yet, but I accidentally added everybody in the Discord instead of at stream notifications. Uh so yeah, the people who wish not to be bothered have gotten bothered. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Um we're making merch. Sound on YouTube? Yes. Yes, sound on YouTube. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. But yeah, we're making merch. Uh, because of the shirt that my girlfriend bought me, I immediately got the urge to make shirts, and so we're actually making shirts. I've spent the past 2 or 3 days scouring uh the internet for not the internet, Thailand, for manufacturers or printing presses that do shirts. Never managed to catch a stream. Okay, yeah, welcome. Glad you're here. This music is fire. Hey, okay. The thing is, if you want to listen to music, just find your own music. I don't want to force people to listen to the music that I'm listening to, which I am listening to music at the moment. That's why I don't want to have the audio on because I want to listen to whatever I want to. But yeah, so here's the thing. The the reason I've been avoiding making shirts is because I don't like shirts or not I don't like merch shirts, just shirts for the sake of merch. Just plaster my logo on the chest or like on the back and then just call it a day and have you buy it for fucking $150, I don't like that. So I've sort of been hesitant of making shirts, but I thought about it more, and I was like, Schmingus t-shirts. What's Schmingus? Smingus. Yeah. So the idea is, I'm I'm gonna try and make shirts that hold their own. So the design on the shirts isn't directly like without the if somebody saw it who doesn't know about the Monster Garden, they'd still go, nice shirt. That's a nice design on a shirt. Does that make sense? Hates shirts, he's topless 80% of the time. I mean, not wrong. I'm in my house most of the time, and in my house I don't wear much. So yeah. But when I go outside, I wear shirts. But basically the that got me to question myself and actually ask, because I wear shirts, yeah, but I've never actually asked myself, well, what kind of shirt do I like? I just wear shirts for the sake of them being shirts, just to cover my nipples, because I don't know, I don't think people want to see those in public. But if I thought about it, I never considered what kind of shirt I even liked and what kind of pattern I liked on a shirt or like design I liked on a shirt. So I went down a rabbit hole of searching the web for shirt designs that appealed to me, right? Just to me, not the type of shirts that I like. And so these are like the references that I started finding. And I realized I like shirts that are like collage style random fucking images smacked together, maybe one or two colors. Um I don't know if this is like I don't see people wearing shirts like this often, but I saw these and I'm like, these are cool. And and that's the goal for today. We're designing shirts. Greetings from Sweden. Greetings. But yeah, so I like shirts like this. So this is probably the style that I'm gonna try to go for with the shirts. So I basically went down a rabbit hole and like found shirts that I liked, and they all sort of go in this direction. Then I sort of went off the rails and started going. I found these references, which all they spoke to me. Like, I want shit like this on a shirt. You know, where is your website? I don't got one. The logo with a couple googly eyes, yeah. But yeah, you see, like, there's a theme here. I sort of just copied whatever images that I looked at and first caught my eye, and I liked them. And you can see that uh, like a want people seeing your nipples. You can always wear pasties. I mean, yes, sure, but he's got testes. Oh yeah, he does got testes. I like this part a lot actually. Not in a weird way. I mean, well, I don't know if you can like testes on a drawing in a not weird way, but it fits the like artsy sort of weird looking feel of the image, right? Of him just having his testes out. And I'm like, God, I wish I had an excuse just to draw testes on a dude. Like if we did like a shirt design with like a mage breakdown, like anatomy breakdown in like the style of this, I'd love to just draw some testes on it. But like artistic testes to the point where nobody would exactly artsy testes. That's the beauty of it. Where it's like it's not vulgar looking. It's like, "Oh, that's an artistic choice." You know, and you got to be a certain quality of artist to be able to pull off drawing testes on somebody and have it be like, "Ah, art." And still have people go art and not be like, "Why did you give him nuts?" Breaking news, Simon likes balls. I don't think that's breaking news. I think that's been a common trend. I've always been vocal about my enjoyment of balls. But yeah, and I realized one of my favorite shirts that I had. This is the only image I sadly found of the shirt. Um, the the re- I tried to find the shirt. Okay, this is my favorite shirt, by the way. This is the image of my favorite shirt that I have, and I tried to find it, and it's gone. I sort of thought about it, and I was like, huh, weird. I haven't actually worn my favorite shirt for quite a while. I wonder where it is. And apparently already thrown out some time ago, and I just haven't really processed it. Um, but yeah, this is my favorite shirt, and it sort of correlates with the kind of shirts that appeal to me, I guess. Um, what the hell did I walk into? Yeah, we're gonna design shirts. But yeah, so it's gonna be a little hard for me to like. This reminds me of like gorillas. Yeah, yeah, sorta. It sort of stood out to me in the market. I bought it at a market, and by the way, I just like the shirt because of the pattern. The shirt itself is ass. Like, well, I like the shirt, but it doesn't fit me at all. As you might be able to tell, it's hanging off of my tits like a fucking curtain, and it's like short. Like that's the rim of my pants. So the shirt is too short, and the arms just like sag, like the seam where your shoulder's supposed to be. That seam is like halfway down my arm. So the shirt hangs on me terribly, like really badly. But because I just like the pattern on it, I just kept wearing it as it rotted off of me. And eventually, I guess it did just fall in the trash accidentally when we were cleaning out, maybe. And I never registered it until today when I was searching for it, and I was like, well, shit. Um, my favorite shirt's gone. Artsy mage nuts, yes, indeed. Kamalay. Kamalay. เขาอยากมองไง you know? If you ever find it again in some box somewhere, no, it's definitely thrown out. That's the sad thing. It's like 100% in the garbage. There's no question, no doubt about it. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Right, I wish I could find it again at like a market or something. This is already brain rotting. Yeah, sorry, I'm having trouble talking just because it's quite late. and I haven't done a stream in a while, so getting to the point is quite difficult. So just bear with me. But yeah, I decided to stream today because I wanted to do shirt designs, but also I think it'd be a great idea to do them on stream so that we can get some ideas thrown out there, or like I can get ideas from you guys. This is like a really rough sketch I sort of drew up of like the kind of stuff, like sort of the vague-ish direction that I want to go in with it, where it's like I I tried to just paste my logo on like a shirt. Hold on. So, for example, I took an image of a shirt like this, right? And I just pasted my logo as is, like this logo, with all the coloration and stuff, like on the corner, and it looked like shit. It looked like YouTuber merch, you know, like that's what it looked like. It looked like very much, yeah, this is merch, which I don't like. I wouldn't wear it myself, and dwarf bowling shirt. Oh, that would be funny. But yeah, so the goal is to make shirts that I would actually wear. If anybody else would like to wear them, that's secondary. But the main goal is I want to draw a shirt that I can print out, and at least I want to wear it myself, and hopefully maybe it can replace my favorite shirt that I had, uh, that's now gone. You know. So yeah, the ideas that I had. So let's get right into it before I like babble and lose my thoughts and we talk for like 2 hours about random shit and nothing gets done. So I thought about some shirt ideas. I wanted to do like a Vitruvian Man. I think that's the name of them. I forgot the name of it, but I wanted to do like a Vitruvian Man kind of deal, or whoever this guy is, like the guy, the fucking Squidward clone, Squidward guy with like 4 arms and legs. And have that be like a breakdown of mage anatomy, but not like perfect breakdown. In more like this, more like these images down here, you know? Vitruvian Mage would be awesome. Yeah, so we can have like the weird vessel that they're connected to, and like the input breakdown on one side. And I want the images to feel more hand drawn. Like this doesn't feel hand drawn to me. This, like, the intention of this is to make it look like a logo that is very clean and, you know, non-human, if that makes sense. But I want this to look very rough, like the lines to be intentionally crooked and like sketchy and stuff, because that's what I like in shirts. That's one thing that I liked about my favorite shirt, is like everything looked really rough. So they're not going to be like polished, beautiful like designs. And also I love the abstraction of a lot of these heads that I found, which I definitely want to take inspiration from as well. So like I want to avoid drawing faces if possible, or not avoid drawing faces. I will draw faces on the designs, but not have them be just drawn as faces, you know? Like have them be more like abstractions, like this, you know, like a weird like oversaturated shadow of a face, and then like the rib cage added to it, and like the veins going out, maybe like this image at the bottom here, you know. You know, but you know what I mean? Do you have a save file for Pinterest? Yeah, I do. I didn't save these at the bottom. I sort of got off track after this one. And then, like, the bottom ones here, I forgot to save in the same file. But I can sort of scrounge through them and find them all again and, like, put them on there. Menacing Pillarman silhouette or a head of a tattoo. Yeah, the yelling face. VHS horror looking ass. Yeah, kinda. Sketch that would be in a Da Vinci journal. Yeah, sort of. I still sort of I still am having trouble grasping what I really want, but we'll hopefully figure that over time. So that's like the first idea I had was like Vitruvian Man. We can have like rough panels in the back with like vague writings, so just scribbles. I don't want to actually write anything uh like this, you know, and that'd be like a back piece. So it'd be like him. He'd be bigger than this, obviously. But yeah, like that could totally be like a piece on the back of a shirt, like this. In-world clothes at merch, that's impossible. I mean, the in-world clothes are like, you know, fantasy fucking medieval inspired, like old ass clothes, gambeson and like weirdly sewn pants and shit. I don't think I can find a manufacturer for that. Hand sketch with annotations. Yes, yes. Sort of Fear and Hunger. Okay. Also inspired by what the fuck is it called again? Vermis. Like the sort of graphic style of Vermis where everything's like crunchy and like really grainy and shit. I want that sort of captured in a shirt as well. Different t-shirts for factions. Yes, I did want that as well. So we have the mage shirt. I wanted to do one for Ram and Varus. Um I don't know how I would capture them or capture the feeling of them. I wanted for Ram maybe to have like I'm repeating myself so much, by the way. Apologies to anybody who's like great gritting their teeth in chat because I'm talking absolute gibberish. It's hard for me to talk at the moment. So just bear with me. But for Ram, it was going to be something to do with uh Yorm or imagery about Yorm. So hold on, let me delete this so I have some space. Where's this image? There it is. So I wanted some sort of imagery with Yorm, like the open head flayed star. I think is really neat, and that may be like superimposed onto like Rom soldiers, like silhouetted or something, you know, and him like being impaled in the center of the earth. And also another image I want for Rom is the mana tree, like this thing that I keep drawing, which is like an illustration of mana coming out of the earth. You know, I want that somewhere in the image as well. And, ooh, okay, this one's my favorite, by the way. This one's my favorite idea that I think would look really cool, but I have to pull it off properly. I wanted to do a witch tier shirt. You know the witch tier that I have. Hold on, let me show you. It's because I drew it on the album cover. By the way, I already tried to put the album cover onto a shirt, and it also looks shit. Sadly, it doesn't work. It looks cool like this, like if you have it like this, and you're like, God, that look cool on a shirt. And then I tried putting it on a black shirt, and it looks like shit. Just because it's like, it's meant to be an album cover, so it's satisfying that it's a square. But in shirt form, having like an awkward, just perfect square somewhere on the shirt just looked weird. Um, so it didn't fit. But you see this down here? I want to use this as inspiration for a shirt. Having like I one of the shirts that I found, I didn't put it up as reference, but it was basically like it was like three designs next to each other. You know, like design like it was three arches like this, this. And I sort of like the like satisfying like symmetry or progression of like three separate things next to each other. So we could totally do one where it's like a witch tier like this, right? And then we can have the middle part be the witch like inside the tier, sort of encased. And then like the witch by themselves with like the rat king around her neck and stuff. And we'd have to add something around the image as well. I don't think it would work on its own, just these three, but we'll have to see something. I mean, I could sort of like impose an image of people pouring cement into the witch tier over it, like the stairs and the gallows like this, and like showing the mold. Yeah, actually that could work like this, and then just have people like pouring concrete down into the middle tier, and then having the this. Rom on one side and Varus on the other. I'm yeah, I want to, but I have no idea how I'd actually capture that. With Varus, I was sort of thinking of a shirt that is like I want to have something in the image that represents the soldiers of both sides. Also, if I have like a Rom and Varus shirt, it's fun that you could basically whichever side you like, you can buy that. We might be able to have like a little competition about it of which side gets more shirts sold that might be fun. But yeah, I wanted to do like a Varusian soldier and have him be like sort of overshadowed by a pillarman or something. Like I want to have like pillarman imagery in the shirt somewhere of like their like weird or like Thai style ornamentation and stuff. Do you have a video on your rendering process? No, sadly no. I don't know my rendering process either. I sort of it's a complete mess. I haven't like uh set it down in stone yet. Yeah, there you go. So, and I also wanted a shirt that's just like a logo. But the issue with that was I don't know what to put there because all the other shirts have a theme, you know, like the mage, the operation stuff, and Varus and Rom and Witch. But like, if I just draw the logo, like, what do I put around it? I can put everything around it, but that's that's not really a clear direction to take it in. What brush do you use? I use you can see on the side of well, you actually can't see on the side of the screen. I use here you go. Well, this one. You see this? The one that's in a blue square. That one. It's three pencils. Do like an open mouth version. Yeah, I wanted to with that idea. Like you can see it sort of in the background here. I was sort of thinking about having the logo in the middle, and then having like basically like the repeating uh like rougher sketchy versions of the logo around it, sort of one with like an open mouth and stuff, so it's just like the top teeth here and like lower teeth here getting repeated as well. And I tried giving it a like full border. I tried like properly enclosing it in a circle, but again, because of like this sketchy style and stuff, having it like closed off from everything else and not like blending into the other parts makes it look like shit. So I had the idea of like leaving the teeth as like a very just the teeth being lined and the outline of the circle being just color instead. Oh, and by the way, we're gonna have so much fun working with fucking this stuff. Whatever this is. What's this called? This stuff. Because I'm planning on having the shirts be silk screened if you know what that is. I just learned about it as well. There's different ways to put a pattern on a shirt, and the way that appealed to me the most was silk screening, which is the one where they hold on, let me get my pen again. You've probably seen videos of it. It's the one where they have like these big like uh frames with the pattern in it, and then they use this like scraper to like scrape sticky paint over it, and then it embosses it on the shirt. The reason I like that was because, well, these images of shirts that I used as reference that appeal to me are screen toned, or not screen toned. They're silk screened, and I feel like with the idea of what I want, with like the rougher look like this, and less clean lines. Dark fantasy comic book. Yes, like a 1960s dark fantasy comic book is definitely the kind of direction I want to go. So yeah, it's perfect for silkscreening. The other option would be a DTG, um, DTG, which is direct to garment. So basically, it's just a printer that just prints on cloth instead of on paper, and they just put it in a printer, and it just prints out whatever you drew. You know, that works as well. But I felt like the screen tone, or the silk screen, just looked a lot more right with all the references I found. Like when I contacted each of the people and like they gave me the references of what each looked like, the screen tone ones always looked just right. You know, tall cut. What's a tall cut? But yeah. Oh, talking about the shirt. Like this is us just talking about the patterns themselves and what I would want to have on shirts. The biggest hurdle of making merch is not that. I can make shirt designs, yeah, sure, but actually finding somebody to make the fucking shirts. Because, okay, here's the thing. I can go to, like, Amazon merch and have them pull out, a shirt out of their bins in the back and print the shit on it wonky style and then ship it out to you guys. And that's an option for me to just have it be out of my hands entirely. It might be the easier option. It would also be probably the more affordable option. But the thing is, I I like being in control of the process as much as possible. So what I'd rather do, which is a lot more tedious, is I've been looking for printing presses in Thailand that are local, uh, and I can work with them, so I can actually like you know go and see them and get my hands on the shirts more quickly and go more like back and forth with them because they're actually a physical location that I can go to. And I'm talking to like five at the moment. I found five, like a few. I think two of them are in Bangkok, and the other three are like scattered around randomly. And I'm sort of asking all of them questions to see what kind of shirts they have and that sort of stuff. Don't silk screen. It's quite uh what done silk screening. It's quite fun. Oh yeah. I mean, it looks really fun. But yeah, so I've been hard at work just searching for people to actually make the damn things. Cuz I found, well, the nice thing with silk, well, actually no. With silk screening you don't need 100% cotton shirts. Um what you need 100% cotton shirts for was DTG, the printing on shirts. That was best if the shirt was 100% cotton. And I was looking for places to that do that and have 100% cotton shirts for a while because I was convinced, or I didn't actually ask myself what kind of shirt I wanted first. So I sort of just went with the DTG option and searched for people that do DTG. Um, so I found a lot of places that do like 100% cotton shirts, and preferably that's what I'd go for. There was another one, but okay, the annoying part is they have 100% shirt, like 100% cotton shirts, but they only have it in one shape. Can you pull it out on live? It'd be hard. No, actually, no, I can't because it's on Line. Line, you know Line? That's like it's our version of, God, what can I compare it to? WhatsApp? Do you guys is WhatsApp like a chat, like a chat room kind of thing? Snapchat. It's kind of like our Snapchat is, no. It's like a chat. Like we still use Facebook and Line, and I don't have Line on my computer, so sadly can't pull it up. But it's on my phone. I contacted them through Line because they're a Thai company. Then they use Line as well, and you just contact them through there. So I can't show you, but the issue is I found places with cotton shirts, but they have only like one shape, and I like some people I God, my thoughts. I like oversized shirts as well. You know, there's ones that like sit on the body normally, where the lines of the shoulders are on your actual shoulders. You know, like this. And most stores had those in cotton, like 100% cotton. But then there's also like oversized shirts, which are like they cut like here. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna try and draw it. More like this, you know? This looks like shit, but trust me, oversized shirts look great. But I wanted to find some of those as well. It's gonna be quite pricey, because online, I too often go online. Well, yeah, online. I remember a line. Yeah, the thing is, I can't just say yes, obviously, because the whole point is like so I can be in control of the product and stuff. So I'm basically gonna I found all the 5 stores, and I'm gonna buy one of each of their shirts that I think possibly could be the ones. Um, so I'm buying like 10 shirts, because they both all stores have like 2 variants or something. So I'm buying like 10 shirts, having them sent to me, because I don't think I can do like an errand run and go all across the fucking country to each of them to pick up my shirt. And so I can see which one's best and like feels best, and then pick that one. But the issue is, okay, there's one that's really good. There's one that's really good. They have oversized shirts. They have 100% cotton shirts. Annoyingly enough, the oversized ones aren't 100% cotton. I think they were 70% cotton and 30% polyester, which still feels great. I have a bunch of shirts that feel the same as that, or that are that like ratio, and they're still really good shirts. Even high, like even 30% cotton and like 70% polyester. Some stores had those are like, yeah, you can definitely tell though at that point if you touched like a 70% polyester and 30% cotton compared to a 100% cotton shirt. You can definitely tell like one of them feels more compact and like plastic plasticky, not plasticky, but you know what I mean, right? So I'd preferably want to go like to the higher range. But the annoying thing was like the oversized shirt they only had in 70% cotton and 30% polyester, which is still great. So that's fine. But the fuck the no, that wasn't the annoying part. Sorry. The annoying part about that store was that they only printed in in direct to garment. Most baggy shirts are too short in the torso. Yeah, I mean, but then you have the normal shirt to choose from. So I'm basically going to try to find as many variations as possible that like fit the most people's likes, hopefully. Um, Unleash the inner capitalist with this. But yeah, no, they only printed in A4 sized prints. So A4 sized, which means like the canvas that you can print on the shirt. Is this also on Twitch? Yes, it is. So if this is your shirt, you can print like this big, which is bullshit. Like I heard it at first. I was talking to them and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can do designs that are A4 size." And I'm like, "A4 size? Yeah, a piece of A4 paper. That's pretty reasonable." And then I was like, "Wait, hold on. A4 size." So I just put a shirt down on the ground and like put a A4 piece of paper on it. And then I also wore the same shirt and like taped a piece of A4 paper onto my chest, and I took pictures of it. And I was like, this is way too fucking small. Like, I could put any design as good as possible into that square, and it still looked like shit. Because it didn't, like, it just, that's as big as it is. It just felt, like it wasn't big enough. So I had to find another place that prints, like, A3 sized, prints. But then I found one that does silk screening, and I'm talking to them, and they seem pretty promising. So, God, I'm rambling. let me just summarize what the plan is. I need to draw a shirt design, at least one, because I need to send it to the companies I'm talking to so they can actually so they can actually uh they can actually print one out so I can get it and see how it feels, right? So first thing first, I need to draw a damn shirt. That's the first priority. Second is then buying all of the shirts and getting samples from each of the places to see which of the shirts is best. Third would be figuring out the fucking shipping costs, cuz that's the most concerning part to me is I don't know how the fuck to ship things from Thailand to everywhere else. I doubt it would be too expensive because it's just a shirt. Like if I sent a shirt, it wouldn't be a kilo. It'd be like I don't know, 300 grams or like 400 grams, maybe at most like half a kilo if you buy two. Um, stranger pinup, maybe. But so it wouldn't be a heavy package, and it'd also be in like an envelope instead of an actual box. Uh, but then I don't know. I'm searching around, so I'm losing it. That's what I'm doing. I'm losing it. I've talked to multiple different artists to ask them how they sell stuff. Like where do you actually like that's a question I never thought I had to ask myself was like how the fuck do you actually receive orders? Uh customs would probably be hellish. Yeah, I don't know. Drop shipping? What's drop shipping? Yeah, I don't know what drop shipping is. But I like how do you take orders and how do you get people's addresses to put on the packaging to send it off to them, right? And how do you receive payments? All that shit. And basically the answers I got was Etsy, Shopify, or Squarespace somebody was using. So I'm going to look into all three of those. I looked into Shopify, which seemed like exactly what I was looking for. But the only caveat was that it was a $39 subscription per month. That's drop shipping? Yeah, then yeah, drop shipping. The order directly to the factory? No, no, no. I don't want to do that. I can't. I need the shirts to be with me before I send them to you, if that makes sense. Does that make Redbubble? And then they send it to the customer. I mean, I guess, but I want to have the shirts first because here's the thing. I want to put like little things in the packaging. Like that's the whole point. I maybe I can make like stickers and put those in as well with the shirt so you get like a little few stickers as well. And that's impossible if I just do drop shipping, you know? Directly send them from the factory. If you take one of those shirt launchers and aim really well, I mean, yeah, you need to rub his scent on the shirts for. No, no, that's not. I mean, if you pay extra, but hold on, no, no, no. Hey there, what's going on? We're talking about merch, and designing shirts and what goes into it. Redbubble also have design size limitations. IIRC. Also, the quality isn't the best. Oh, Anthrax. But yeah, like you know how like I could make like custom packaging and stuff like that for the shirts, which I'd really enjoy doing, and I think would be really fun. So what I was thinking was like, okay, it, how I'd manage it if I figured out how the shipping works and how much it costs is is I would open the store. Like if we had a store, right? If I figured out which one of the apps or which one of the subscriptions or websites to use, I'd open the store with all of the shirts, and then I would receive pre-orders of what shirt who wants, and then I would take the orders. I would call the company that makes the shirts. I would make them. I would have them make all the shirts that I need, so there won't be any stock. The goal is I don't want any stock. I don't have space in my house for more shit. And I can't guess what would stick around and what wouldn't. So the preferred thing to do, and also if I have like a lot of variety, it's even worse to have stock because how much of what do you want? You know, so preferably I'd want to know exactly how much of what I need, then order it and then ship it. So maybe if I get it good enough, we can have it be a monthly thing where it's like the store opens at the start of the month, you know, first of each month, 10 days to pre-order shit. Then the orders close. I take those orders to the printing shop. They print out all the shirts. And then before the end of the month, I get all of those packaged and shipped out. And that repeats every month. And then I can, you know, and I think that would work. You know, then I don't have any like any stock. Um, Only issue would be I'm losing out on like a lot of the printing presses have cheaper prices if you're ordering like fucking 500 of them at once, you know? But I'm not gonna order 500 of them at once, so I'll lose out on like the you know the discount for doing for not doing bulk. But hopefully it'll be enough still that it'll be fine. I don't know. This is still a very vague plan. And then eventually, when I have that down into a system where each start of the month opens up, you buy the shirts or pre-order shirts, I print them and then ship them out. I can start implementing child labor and just get the local neighborhood children to do that whole process for me for a few measly bot, you know, like 5 bot so you can buy a lollipop or something, and then I can just sit back and swim in money, right? Like that's the big goal, right? So we can do like a Mr. Beast thing. We can go to Mr. Beast for cool base. Yeah, I'd say that's a great plan. You can make some cool enamel pin designs. I'm working on enamel pins. I bought some pins. I'm still waiting for them to ship, though. They're taking a bit of a while. I think I ordered them 9 days ago, and they said they would arrive 10 or 15 days from ordering. So I'm still waiting on those. But I made pins. Um, how much is a Thai bot in dollars? Uh, It's currently 33 baht per dollar at the moment. It's down. Or is it up or is it down? I don't know which one it is. But basically normally it hovers around like the 34, 35 baht per dollar. But at the moment it's at 33. It's slowly going up again though. But yeah, and to give you a perspective, a kilo of chicken, like a kilo of chicken breast is 70 baht at the moment. 70 baht or 39 no 69 baht. So that's uh $2 for a kilo of chicken. If that gives you a bit of a perspective of like the conversion rate. But yeah, what are we doing? Right, shirts. So which one should we try and tackle first? I feel like I have the clearest of image for the mage shirt. Ramen Varus, I'm still a little fuzzy on. Which is like the one I'm most excited about, but I think it's gonna be hard to pull off. Working on merch? Yes, we're actually working on merch. Fourth wall. The cups are quality. Okay, sure. I'll write that down so I don't forget it. Yeah. You know what? Let's go with the like this. Oh yes, fuck! I completely forgot that. I wanted a spider tank design as well. The crawling bishop. Basically anything that require or anything that can be broken down into smaller elements would be great for a shirt design, I think. Because then I can do it, like it fits the kind of inspirations I'm having here with this sort of stuff. So with the crawling tank, I could totally draw like the interior and the guys inside and like the turret broken down and all that shit. I think that'd be really cool as well. Other creators that I'm excited to collab with at the moment, none. Not wait, no, that's not the right wording. I hate everybody. No, it's I'm currently like way too deep into my own like mess of stuff that I'm doing, so I'm avoiding doing collabs at the moment. I had to apologize to, or not had to, but I apologized to a few, not a few, two people that I wanted to collab with because I was really eager to collab again after the most recent one. But then I had to sort of pull myself back and be like, hold on, wait, yeah, you have like so much shit that you need to get done. Um, so I we were talking about the collab and like starting on it already. And I was like, sorry, actually, I can't collab right now. I'm not in the position to collab. I need to work on my own shit. So collabs are postponed for a while. For some reason, every time I collab, I immediately pick up more collabs afterwards because I'm like, oh, this was so fun. Let me do more. And then I again realize, wait, hold on. I shouldn't be doing collabs right after collabs. I have other things to do. So yeah, bit of a mess. Everything's bit of a mess at the moment. 2 kilos for chicken, or $2 for kilo of chicken. Yeah, yeah. It's like one of the only reasons I'm able to sustain myself on the income of YouTube and like Patreon is because it's quite affordable to live in Thailand. If I were in America, this wouldn't be enough at all. I'd be fucking under a bridge somewhere or leeching off of like Starbucks Wi-Fi um to get videos out. But yeah, you know what? Let's do the mage breakdown first. I think that's good. So, by the way, the canvas is the size of an A3 piece of paper. So at the end, we'll have to zoom it out to the size of the A3 thing, and then whatever. You know what I mean. Okay, let's see. So, gonna just draw like a rough shirt. I don't want to draw it too big yet, because then, it's not a thumbnail. Thumbnails are easier on my head. Okay. Do you think I feel like most big designs make more sense to be on the back? Or what do you think? Like I guess we can decide later if it's like a front design or a back design, but there you go. So first, I think the main thing we want to focus on first is the silhouette. Because I want it to be like an interesting layout from afar to even look at, you know? So I think, I mean, with A3 size printing or like with silk screening, I can pretty much do the whole back of the damn shirt. So yeah, issue is because of like the giant ass wingspan of of the mages, we might have to draw them a little small. Uh, unless I like cut the arms off. Monster Garden Teeth logo badge on the front pocket corner. Yes, yes, that's sort of what I was thinking about with like most of the shirts, is to have like the logo on the front and like the design on the back. Issue. Oh, another thing is I'll have to redesign the logo, or not redesign it, but make it fit more with a shirt design, because this doesn't fit on a shirt. If I put this on a shirt, it doesn't fit. It looks wrong, or it looks like merch, which I don't want it to look like. So I was thinking about having like a sort of cartoon or like simplified version of the logo, where it's like more just outline. So just be um. Hold on. These teeth are incredibly ugly, but you know what I mean. That looks horrible. Hold on. Like more exaggerated, if that makes sense. And then like sort of dark shadows like this. And then like a little bit of hatching or like yeah, like hatching, and then like the halftone stuff as well maybe. And then just like a fucking red sort of. I'm trying. You know, like something like this, I feel like would fit a lot more on a shirt, especially with like the style I'm trying to go for in the back. You know, something like that instead. Does that make sense? Would there be a pattern on the sleeves? I don't think so. I don't have any ideas on what kind of pattern would be on the sleeves. And then I can add like black lines in like sort of places. I like when things like is this just I don't think it's just me, obviously. I'm just asking for confirmation. It's like am I the only one who likes it when things are like sort of intentionally offset? If like the outlines of the red circle are kind of not right where they're supposed to be, I feel like that's a lot nicer than having them perfectly fit. Especially with like a sketchy style, you know. And then I can have like something like a little bit of I don't fucking know. I'll figure it out, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I think intentionally misaligning it is nice. Yeah, and then have that be on a shirt. It's a little lopsided. I want it to look less like it has chubby cheeks. Yeah, that fits a lot better in my opinion than, you know, the fully rendered out clean. Yeah, anyway, so Vitruvian Man style looking dude. And also a hard thing to do with shirts, by the way, is especially because of the style that I like, it's really hard to not make it look edgy as fuck. Like you can very quickly. I found this one, which is like going into the like I it had tags like punk and stuff, and then like as soon as you go like deeper into that, it's or too far into some directions, it starts being like really edgy and shit. And I'm not trying to make it look edgy. if that makes sense. Even though I'm drawing a dude literally being dissected on the back of a shirt, it's more like an artsy dissection, if that makes sense. You know? So we'll try to keep it artsy and not have it be like, God, I'm so edgy. I have a dude getting cut open on an operating table with the guts hanging out on the back of my shirt. Look at me, like that kind of shit. I'm not trying to do that. So we can sort of cut elements apart. Like I want a breakdown of the inputs on the finger. Give Yorm a ball sack. More Da Vinci, less Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah. Yeah, like a hand like this, and then we can have like the tar eye, and then like the like little extra organ baby things. One of those here. We're gonna be shifting shit around a lot, by the way, because like a lot of this is I don't have like an intuitive sense of layout. You know, like this is very much out of my comfort zone. Because this is more like graphics design, illustration kind of stuff, you know? And I'm definitely not good at that. Like laying out a page is hard for me. One of the reasons why the book's taken so fucking long. Why I haven't gotten anything done with the book. That's one of them. Yeah, and then we can talk about the tar here. But yeah. Also, I want his anatomy to be a lot more wrong. Not wrong. Just artsy. Like not trying to do perfect anatomy. More just like flowing shapes and stuff. Going more in this route, like this guy that I had cut open in the album cover. I think that's getting somewhere, right? Like something like that. And again, I want to avoid drawing faces so we can have like a weirdly like shaded version of a head. I don't know how to draw a head apparently. But it really isn't that hard. Most stuff you have to worry about is making the colors consistent and getting composition right in graphics design. And that is really hard. What do you get the composition right? Exactly. That's fucking hard. If you say, I mean, yes, it's two words, composition and color. There's so much in that, man. That's not that takes years. I mean, if it's simple, then I'd be seeing fucking, graphics designers all over the place. But it's really hard to make it good. Like you can make it, yeah, but to make it good, that's a whole different thing. Or that's a whole different ball game. Sorry, man. No, no, not in like a bad way. I'm just saying it is very difficult. The audio's down? What? Holy shit, $50. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Josha Josha Leonard, you fucked up the bowl. God damn it! Everything got launched out because of your $50. Thank you very much. You should have. Should.จะพอตายกูพูดไม่ออกเว้ยกูไม่รู้กูพูดที่อะไรไม่ได้เลย sorry ไม่รู้พูดไม่ได้อะปากกูรวนมากเลยตอนเนี้ยมึงฟังกูเปล่าไม่งเละเลยอะ okay you should have a chance of getting a golden ticket of secret lore in each package, have multiple missing pages of a journal that a subreddit needs to solve. Also, here's 50 to keep you going. You're starving artist. No, I'm good, but thank you very much. I'm not starving. I'm doing fine. I'm coasting along, but very much appreciate the donation. Thank you. But yeah, I mean that like a weird what are those called when it's like a real life treasure hunt kind of thing. That some like the thing that like Blair Witch Project did with their website and stuff. You know, I forgot what it's called, but it's called something. Yeah, that would be fun. I don't know what I would. I don't think. Okay, the issue is, I don't think I'd be smart enough to make a captivating and interesting real life like treasure hunt thing. You know, like they always have like hidden messages and codes and like smart ways of disguising information and stuff. ARG, yes, ARG, that's what it's called. So I feel like I'd suck at that because I'm not smart enough to think of or solve that shit myself. So it's not like I'm gonna come up with a genius one. Uh, that wouldn't happen. Wait, hold on. If we're doing an anatomy, can I draw artistic gonads? Is that am I allowed? I mean, nobody's stopping me, but I'm just saying. I maybe I can pull it off. Maybe I'm brave enough like this guy who drew this over here and be like, you know what? I'm gonna draw balls on it, and it actually turned out really good. I'll keep it on the shelf for now. I'll plonk the balls down on the shelf. I'm not yet sure or 100% confident about it. I think it might be possible, but don't want to risk it. Right. I'd love to do geocaches though. I once did geocaches. And I loved it. It was really fun. Even like just the small ones with the messages or the thing to write your name on it in it. All of that's like really fun to me. Just walking around finding things in random places. I'd love to do some of those. Issue being I'm in I'm in Thailand. Yeah, I can put a geocache down. Yeah, sure, but you know, who the fuck's gonna come and get it in Thailand? I don't have any audience here. And I wouldn't think anybody would bother to fly over for some fucking geocache that I hid somewhere, you know? Yeah, I'd totally put like artwork in it. I'd love to put artwork and like pins and like a shirt in it and stuff, and then just hide it. You know, this is what I wanted to do. The solution that I had to this issue of like me not being in a location that's preferable for geocaching is if I eventually go to conventions in like America or something. If I go to like those kinds of conventions, if we get big enough and I save up to go on those to like do a book signing or something, like very much dreaming of the future, you know. Then I can, while I'm going around the convention, I can like hide stuff in the convention hall in random places, hopefully that nobody else is gonna snatch up, and then like tweet it or like put it in the Discord and be like, if you know riddle. I mean, I'm not smart enough for riddles. Well, I'll try to make it sound like a riddle, but in actuality, it's just me telling you where it is. If you go to the left side of the convention hall, where the pillar meets the floor and the stairs meet the, I don't fucking know. You will find uh a treasure, and I somehow make that rhyme, and then you can just go around and then find shit just for fun, because why not? I feel like that'd be really fun. Look up what they did for Gravity Falls or Cicada. Yeah, I know, I know. I like that sort of stuff. It's very interesting. I know what they did for Gravity Falls and Cicada. Um, to get ideas for ARGs with actual locations. I'm not gonna actually make one. I don't think. I'd have to hire smart people to help me make one. Because I'm not qualified. Hey, been watching for a long time now. It's amazing the time and effort you put in. It's really inspiring. Thank you, bro. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you, the rabbit. Thank you for the kind words. Why is this guy an egg? Or like, he's supposed to be in a circle, right? Isn't? Wait, hold on. I gotta search up the. Uh, oh yeah, it is called Vitruvian Man. Let's go. Okay, thank goodness. I thought I fucked up somehow. Cause his arms didn't reach the edge of the circle, but that's not. They don't. They're not supposed to. I don't. The anatomy would be completely off if they did. Okay, here it is. Just hide the information in different sites. Isn't that like really expensive? Because then you have to buy and make sites to host the information and shit. I guess I could do it in videos, like those like analog horrors do it. I could definitely do it. That is very possible. Though I still don't know what the hell to put in it. Like, yeah, there's mysteries in the world, but like, which one? Like, they have long arms. I mean, yeah, they do have long arms, but okay. First of all, the head's too big. I mean, you can definitely tell it's a guy. That's good. I think I want some elements bigger and have them overlapping. Like this guy or like this little figure here. I'd be fine with like having it overlap the arm. Just because that arm doesn't have anything interesting going on. And also, if things are overlapping like this, I'd love to have the line work just literally intersecting. Like, hold on here. There's a lot of it in the references I have. Like this, it's just like they're totally just overlapping each other. Or like here, yeah, to me that's really satisfying. These don't really count. That's sort of all of them that I found, I guess. I couldn't really find many in this sort of style. This is like the only two that I did that like appealed to me. Or like this, I guess. This one too. But yeah. So obviously we can draw the eye with size. That's the first thing. That's what. So we can have things be big and have those call or you know bring the give the you know what I mean. Fucking just it's your fault I can't talk. Like what the fuck? Why are you guys you're putting so much pressure on me? It's your fault. But yeah, whatever I was gonna say, exactly that. Yep. But we can also do it with color. So I love having like pops of color. So I totally have like this guy just be full red for some reason. I don't know why I'd have him be red. We'll figure it out. Yeah, something like this. And then we can have like the you know, and then like have the text here be red, like, ooh, such artsy. You know what I mean, right? I totally wear this, I'd say. Can you zoom in on the there are no toes. This is a thumbnail. I don't have any toes. I mean, I have toes, but this guy doesn't have any yet. Yeah, something like this, you know? Yes. His beans right here. That's where his bean is. And then we can have the input. Do we, because there's a big element here, I think it's fine that we have, like, larger things here as well. The funnel. I've always liked the funnel breakdown that I drew there, like on one of the images. I'll keep reusing it because it's very satisfying just seeing like the funnel broken down. The witch tier T-shirt has the toes fully visible. I what is it with you guys? Couple. ไอ้บอกว่ามันโอเคที่แกทำเสียงแต่แกจู่ๆกลายเป็นใบ้เลยอะแกก็ถามอยู่นี่ว่าโอเคหรือเปล่าที่จะทำเสียงก็ทำได้เนี่ยไม่เป็นไรเลย would drop mad cash for rat folk foot shirt. Of okay, I'm gonna not read the chat for a little bit. Oh, อัดจะเป็นอะไรเนี่ย Could you make a Skaven Bigfoot trench skirmish? What? Can you make a Skaven Bigfoot trench skirmished? I shouldn't have looked back at the chat yet. Still don't know what the fuck. Oh, and then we can have like the this one's like drawn like yes, the hand of Adam or whatever, you know, more like artsy symbolism. So we're gonna have the input like shown. I feel like putting the hand like big here is kind of goofy, because it looks like he just has one big hand. I definitely feel like I need to move this. I don't know where I'd move it. Up here. Yeah, it feels that works for now. It's starting to take shape. I think this is good. How his foot be? Like, hi. I have one of your dwarfs sitting on my shelves here in Sweden. I keep my special metal dice in him, and my RPG players call him the Doom Dwarf because I only bring him out for dire rolls. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for sharing. The Doom Dwarf. Yeah. It's so strange to imagine that other people have something I created in their homes. And it's even more strange to think that none of them have actually realized that I've installed um, mics and secret hidden cameras in their eyes so that I can actually watch everybody sleep and all their dirty secrets. You know, that's even more funny. But besides the point, thank you for the information. Ah, fuck. You know what? I messed that up. You know what I could have said? To give the point across even more when you said like, oh, I have a dwarf sitting on my shelf here in Sweden, and I keep it, I use it for rolls and stuff. I just say, I know, and then just, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, I know you have, I know that's what you use them for. You could do a viewer of the diagram from behind on the back of the shirt. I mean, this is the back of the shirt. I don't want it on both sides, I don't think. It'll be overkill. Thank you for the $2. It's Riz. I'm in your walls. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do feel like my walls lack people. I think I can draw a peen. What is the peen verdict, everybody? What are we thinking? Do you think this image is like far enough in the artsy realm that I'm allowed to draw like a peen and it would be considered like artistic liberty or something? Wait, hold on. Did Twitch, I remember Twitch did something with like the ruling of artistic nudity where like all of a sudden everybody was fucking naked and taking advantage of it uh because they specified that like artistic nudity was allowed and everybody was just claiming, "Oh yeah, me having my bare ass out in a hot tub is considered artistic," or something like that. And they were just all flooding the art channel with that shit. Isn't that something that happened? What's the verdict on it now? Is it like no nudity at all? Because like if that's the point, I'm already fucked because I already showed Vitruvian Man's schlong, and also like this guy. Peen only, no balls. No balls? What the fuck? I mean, you can take away a man's, you can take away a man's heart, a man's dignity, a man's soul, but his balls, his balls? Come on, that's like the last thing you should be taking from somebody. That's just disrespect. Give him the peen, but not the balls. Peens are artistic, but only artists' balls. What? But only artists' balls is hundred dip. I don't know what that is. Family jewels. Make the peen a thumb. Everybody. What do you mean? I mean, it would fit the theme of uh like Yorm and like the fingers and stuff. Maybe that is one of the Manamorphosis side effects is your peen turns into a thumb. Hello everyone. Hello. Kinda got a floppy pelvis, doesn't he? I don't know why I'm drawing him cheeked up though. This is supposed to be like his fucking his pelvis, not his cheeks just like being visible from the front. Like, god damn. You can see his ass from the front. That's crazy. It's supposed to be him like being kind of bony and shit. I do want him to look kind of bony. Boobs? Oh, he's a man. No boobs. What do we do with the head? I feel like we got to do something interesting with the head. Do we want to? You want to do this route? Just fucking weird ass shit going on. More interpretive, I think. It's still too just head. What if we go like? Oh yeah, hold on. I got ideas. What if we go? Yeah. Is this? I'm worried that this is gonna look too much like it's trying to be some sort of like Jesus symbolism. I'm always worried that I'm like accidentally encroaching on some fucking religious looking symbols. Cause it's like the flayed like crown on the head. I'm worried like that looks kind of, but like look at this. So like the box with like vague facial features, right? I guess if I don't give him a beard, it'll look fine. Vague facial features and then like offset like star crown, right? And then bam, the fucking the fucking star tree coming out the head. Oh yeah, it's coming together. Look at that. I'd say that's pretty sick. I'd say that's pretty artsy. That's pretty fucking artsy. You can I a modern interpreter could or like if I'm dead, right? If I'm eventually dead, which is going to happen, and somebody like interprets my art in the future, they'd be like, "Why did he draw the head like that? You know, what does it mean? What does it mean? What can we derive from this? Like, what was he feeling at the time?" I feel like they'd start thinking that because of that detail. It just turned artsy, right? That's oh yeah, look at that. And you know what? Maybe we do even another face like on the side. Do we go full second face? Maybe that's a little too artsy. That might be going into abstract territory where people are starting. They when I die, eventually, which is going to happen. Uh, Instead, the people will start going, "What kind of drugs was he on? This was a seriously demented person." They go, well, "What was he taking?" I mean, he was a tragic case of another artist who fell to the temptations of LSD, or something. Yeah, something like that. Like that's sick. I'd say that's pretty fucking cool. A bit too crowded, maybe? No, no. Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. The reason it looks crowded right now is because it's a thumbnail. Everything's like really small. Trust me, if it's a whole big ass shirt, it's the detail is gonna be completely fine. Cause like, look, hold on. I can literally just demonstrate it. So like, bam, Control G, make it a group, and I'll just make it as big as the canvas, which is how which is how big the design on the shirt will be. Oh boy. I should have probably saved before doing that, because it's gonna transform. And the canvas is not small, so my computer is probably gonna be screaming. Okay, it survived. Hey, here, look at that. See? At this size, I feel like you immediately are like, oh yeah, that's like a reasonable amount of details. Because like uh because everything's like dark, it all looks like it's the same uh like I'll have different line weights as well. So like, okay, this guy here, hold on. This guy here will be a main focal point. The body, the head, and like these like writings and stuff. Those will be like all sort of pushed into the background. And with like color and line weight and like the shadow put in and stuff, I feel like it'll very much like clear itself up. So I don't think we got to be too concerned about it being too crowded. Will you stream your deathbed? I mean, I barely stream while I'm alive, so I feel like it'd be hard to stream your funeral or my funeral. Said by the most unoriginal, unimaginative people ever. Yeah, I sort of feel like that's like a justification they keep trying to put on artists, being like they can't think of this shit without being like out of their mind, without being fucking nuts. You know, they can't be sane and draw this kind of stuff. They gotta be on some shit. It's never just, oh, he was just like, he just had a really good imagination and just liked that aesthetic or something. It's never that. By the way, I'm not referring to myself like fucking glazing myself, sounding like I'm talking about like other artists that have been uh accused of like taking drugs and that being the only reason uh they could possibly come up with that shit. If you ask me to give you an example of artists, I'd say I don't fucking know. I'm just I'm putting up a straw man as an argument and just tearing them down because I don't know any of those artists. I assume they exist somewhere, but I don't know enough about art history or anything to actually know those people. What would your art look like if you were on drugs? Honestly, I mean, that is a question I've wondered. Very, I I don't think it's a weird question to wonder, because you know, like yeah, what would it look like? I have thought about it. I don't, I'm not into any drugs, but I at one point I was very much like, just for the sake of scientific curiosity, I was like, I will just take like a drug and then just sit down on front of a piece of paper. I don't know if I'd have. I convinced myself that I'd have the self control to try that and then just not get addicted. But knowing how dangerous drugs are, I feel like it's a good thing that I didn't actually end up trying that. But it would have been an interesting experiment. I mean, I think an artist has tried that before, where they like got themselves on like different drugs and then drew. That is an experiment somebody did already. But I'd love to find out what that would do to me specifically, because I feel like, well, yeah, every artist would definitely have their own unique reactions to it. The furthest or the closest I've gotten to doing that experiment wasn't even on myself. One of my other friends, who's also an artist, got drunk. They lit just drunk, not like on drugs, literally just alcohol drunk. And I told them, "Hey, actually, this is perfect. You're drunk. Here's a piece of paper. Here's a pencil. Just go nuts." And they just draw. He just drew like a wonky tree. So it's kind of disappointing. I thought I'd get more out of it, but because it's just a dude who's kind of drunk, it's not like he would he's not seeing God. You know, he's just a little wobbly. So it was just like a slightly disappointing tree. Um, which is like, you know, I tried. That was as far as the experiment went. Coded a GTA mod while smoking and getting more and more high. Oh, I know Doug Dog. I've not seen that video of his though. I'll definitely need to check that one out. Addiction is a pretty complicated manner for one. LSD is not addictive, so that's that. Oh yeah, I think I did remember finding out that LSD was like not addictive or not as addictive. I don't know which one, if it actually isn't uh addictive or alcohol is a drug. I know, but it's not the interesting ones, you know. It's the accepted one, which makes it boring, right? It's boring because it's accepted by society. God, yawn. You know, I want those ones that people say, "Oh my God," you know. Nobody drinks alcohol and other people go, "Oh my God, drink a beer." It's crazy. LSD does affect your dopamine, but it's not addictive. Coffee is though, I think, right? Coffee is addictive. Most who take LSD or shrooms. Oh yeah, actually never mind. I did get even closer to the experiment, but it didn't actually happen. I had a friend offer me shrooms. Uh and that would have been my way to I guess try that experiment at least with shrooms. Uh but for some reason that just fizzled out. I can't remember why. I did get the offer, but I didn't take it. I want one of those drugs that are not government funded. Yeah, I want one of those that'll get me in prison. You know, does weed still get you in prison? Some places. I don't know how the law works. I'm chemically dependent on. Yeah, I mean it is basically a drug, right? Because it gets you more pumped up and stuff. Like the effects might not be drug like, but it makes you function. And if you don't take it, then you have withdrawals, right? Like I think coffee has withdrawals as well if you don't ingest it, and if you're like already like really dependent on it. Why does CIA get all the good drugs? You can just take opium. I'm in Thailand. I don't know what the fuck I can get. But the thing is, we're just talking about it for fun because like the ship of me considering taking drugs as an experiment for art has long sailed. I no longer am curious about that thing, and never actually took drugs or anything of that kind. So that's in the past. It was only a thought. It was never actually a thing that I would probably like totally fucking commit to. Try estrogen. What is that? Wait, is that one of the is that one of the transitioning drugs, like the one that makes you more man or more woman? Steroids is the man one, right? Is estrogen the woman one? I think. Girl pills. You ever try drawing your dreams? I did. I did once. Um, it did go quite interesting. Well, no, no. The issue is I drew something. I did it once, but I drew something from a dream that was like an actual thing. Like I drew a statue that I saw in a dream, which was basically the same as the like stone statues in Spirited Away. It was basically just that one. I guess well, out the same dream, I had one where I was driving a car with my dad down the middle of a rice field. Like rice fields in Thailand have like these walkways that come, I mean, every rice field has a walkway that goes in between the rice fields, right? And there was one that was had a road, right? And I was driving with my dad in a car down this road in the middle of this gigantic vast rice field. And on the edge of the horizon was like a neon city, right? There was like a neon cityscape on the edge of the horizon, and we were driving way in the middle of the rice field was like a hill with the road like going up, spiraling up it, and a single tree in the middle of the hill. And the dream went. This was like a continuous stream, by the way. I don't know if I've told it on stream. Basically, I've had a continuous stream happen twice in a row, and it just continued the story. So the first time we were in the middle of the field driving to the hill and the neon city in the background, and we arrived at the base of the hill. We got out of the car, and then I woke up. And then like 2 years later, the same dream appeared again, driving down the rice field, neon city in the background, hill in the middle. We got out of the car, but then it continued. The dream continued. And this time, we walked about halfway up the hill before the sun started setting. And so we both looked at each other and we were like, okay, we got to go back. You know, for some reason, dream logic, who knows? So we left back down the hill and then got in the car and started driving back down the road. And what started happening was, as we were driving back down the road and the sun was setting behind us, in the road, we turned on our headlights, and in the road, these little statues started appearing that they sort of looked like the dwarves pretty much, but humans, you know? But they were dwarf shaped. But they were this, and then they were like closed-eyed, like human faces, and they had like huddled postures like this, you know? And they had like moss covering them and stuff. But those figures started appearing on the side of the road, like occasionally. We'd see some of them pass. And then what happened was occasionally they would start appearing on the road, and we like had to veer out of the way of them. And we were dodging these statues, and they started increasing in frequency to the point where it seemed like an invisible force was chucking them at our fucking windshield. Like they were being thrown at us. It wasn't even like they were even, or they weren't just in our way anymore. And so we were dodging these figures, some of them smashing in our windshield and stuff. And while this was happening, what in the distance, with the neon city in the distance, these giant legs, like these giants with their big feet. Okay, that's just me exaggerating for the sake of it, but just giant legs appeared out of nowhere, and their bodies were so high they would reach into the clouds. Like I didn't see the bodies. It was just legs. Started like walking across the like unimaginably large rice field and like taking these huge steps across the rice field. And what we were driving towards, like if we pivot the camera around, now we're not driving towards the hill in the middle of the rice field. Now it seems like the path is like so now it's going this way, right? Long ass road. Hill was here. We're here driving this way. Statues are getting thrown at us. Neon City to the right of the horizon on the rice field. And on this end, it seems like the rice field is going into a forest. So it's like a big like forest in the distance that we're trying to reach. And in the middle of the forest, like way past the tips of the trees and the silhouette of the dark trees, is like this golden temple, like a Thai style temple. But it's not like the temple itself. It's like Thai temples like having these like tall sort of golden structures in them. I don't know what they're used for, but one of those was basically shining in the distance, and we were trying to drive towards it. And what eventually woke me up was that as we were getting pelted by the statues, one of these giant figures that are walking across the rice field stepped next to the car, and it shook the ground like the earth quaked and shook me awake. So that's when I woke up. We almost got stepped on by one of the giants. So I never found out like what it all meant. I mean, obviously, I don't think dreams mean much. I know that like things that are in dreams are associated with things that you encounter in real life. You know, like there's a Thai temple, there's rice fields, there was a hill with a tree or something, Neon City, or like the legs were definitely like one of those ghosts that exist in Thai stories. There's a type of ghost in Thai mythology called a pet, which is like just like really tall ghosts that have like long as fuck legs, and they have their heads or they have pinhole mouths. So they're like really tall, thin, lanky people with like big feet, big hands, and they have like a pinhole for a mouth that they like groan and moan through as they like walk in agony because they can't eat anything, and they're like always hungry, but they can't eat anything because they have like a tiny fucking mouth, and they like do like a whistling sound because of the mouth. They normally get depicted in like forests and stuff because their legs look like trees. So amongst like the foggy trees, you wouldn't see them because there's just like two trees next to each other, and you'd look away for a second, look back, and those two trees are gone, and that's like, oh shit, that's like a bait, walking around in the forest actually. Uh, but yeah, I sadly woke up from that dream, and the thing is, to this day, the dream hasn't continued, and it's been like 6 years since this happened in the dream. But yeah, the fun thing is though, what the dream didn't end there. By the way, what happened was the foot came down. I woke up, and I woke up in my parents' bedroom because that's when I was still like sleeping in my. I guess it was longer than 6 years ago then. Um, I was still sleeping in my parents' bedroom, just because. Uh, on the floor. Like they had the bed, and then I slept on the floor. By the way, this is not like, oh, I'm revealing some abuse that happened in my fucking child. No, no. I love my parents. They're great people. I like sleeping on the floor, okay? Like we had a little mattress, or not a mattress. It was just a thicker blanket sort of folded over twice on the floor, like a futon, I guess. Folded on the floor, and then just I slept on there with like my little pillow and stuff. It was great. Okay, I wanted to sleep on the floor. All right, don't call like parental or whatever you call when like parents are abusing their children. I'm perfectly fine. But I woke up from the floor, and I was like, oh fuck, dream, weird dream. And suddenly I heard this buzzing sound behind the curtain that was next to me. Like there's a window to the right where I sleep. So this is my parents' bed, right? Uh, this is the wall with the corner. Here's a window with curtains, and I just slept here on the floor next to their bed. Uh, and I woke up and I heard like a buzzing sound. I want to sleep on the floor. Sure, I like sleeping on the floor. Maybe sleep in the doghouse outside in the rain and thunder. No, I listen. It's not like my parents will beat me if I don't say I don't enjoy sleeping on the floor. I'm digging myself a deeper hole. They haven't beat me. They haven't? No, they don't beat me. Shit. they, they have never beaten me. Hold on. Okay, okay. No jokes. No jokes. Serious. I'm staring right at the camera, the non-existent camera. My parents have never beaten me. Okay. That's it. Right? No abuse. We're good. Uh but yeah, what was I gonna say? I heard a buzzing behind the curtain here. So when I stood up, I opened the curtain, and what was behind it was a giant ass wasp. Like it was hyper detailed, like SpongeBob close up levels, giant wasp. Um, came out of the curtain and started chasing me, and it had a stinger, and it was shooting the stinger at me. Like the stinger fired out like bullets, and it was shooting into my arms and shit as I was like running around the room trying to block and like swat at it. Um and eventually, as I was fighting this wasp and getting like attacked by it, I took the pillow from my bed and like smacked it down. So the wasp was flying here. I was being attacked. I took the pillow and like smacked it down onto where my pillows normally lays, and then I like jumped on the pillow to try and not have it, come, not have it, not have it, not have it get out from under the pillow. So I jumped onto my bed onto the pillow to like prevent it from escaping, and then I woke up again. And you know what? I woke up in that exact sleeping position, like jumped on the pillow, and I woke up in that exact position, like clutching the pillow, and I still heard the buzzing, like slightly fade into the distance. Like it was still in my ears, and then it's like slowly faded. And at that point, I was still convinced. I was convinced. I was like, okay, I've woken up twice now. Surely the giant fucking bug is not under my pillow. And eventually, like after a few seconds, I like convinced myself like I'm actually awake. And like I pulled the pillow up and it's like, okay, no giant bug. But it was freaky. It was really freaky. Like continuous so a dream that happened 2 years ago from that moment happened again, continued. I woke up into another dream, and then I woke up again into reality, and the buzzing from the dream continued. It was crazy, and I'm still kind of sad or bummed that it still hasn't continued. I'm really interested in what the hell would happen in that dream. You know, the second dream with the wasp, I feel like is completely unrelated to the first one. By the way, like the giant rice field and shit, that nothing to do with the wasp. I don't know why those are one after the other, but who knows? You guess the dreams were the friends we made along the night. Yeah. Gonna wake up now and realize this was just another layer of the dream. Fuck. If I wake up on the floor next to my parents' bed all of a sudden, having realized that my whole art career was a dream, I'd be pissed. Just because I'd have to go through the same motions all over again. Because I mean, I don't know why I would want to change anything about the way my life has gone. So I just have to do the whole thing again. It would be boring as hell. You're still in the dream. Oh yeah, do the fucking wake up, spam wake up in the chat. I I lose it or something. Don't actually do that. I already foretold the joke, so it's not worth it. What if you wake up on the bed? Oh, Dobby, parents have let Simon sleep on the bed. Oh, I'm so grateful. Yeah, I'm gonna be mature beyond my years. Fever Dream achievement unlocked. Thank you for the $2. Appreciate it. The Mercon. Any chance we get the scary wasp in R&T? I mean, I don't know why we. It's just a big wasp. It was literally just a big wasp. There wasn't any like interesting design to it, except for it shooting out its stinger, which I think already exists in some weird, probably like fucking Donkey Kong or Sonic game that probably has a wasp that shoots its stinger. Definitely already exists. The lamp is the lamp is looking kind of off, isn't it? A lamp? What lamp? There's a lamp? Did I draw a lamp? Okay. The image is surprisingly not balanced yet. Mostly it's because I haven't colored in these things, and they're colored in on the other side. So if I color this in and stuff, I feel like it'd help uh, balance the image a lot more. Okay, here's the placeholder peen that we might have in the image. Oh my god, it's gonna be like highlighted by the dark shadow around, caused by the like floppy stomach as well. This is gonna be like a very noticeable element of the drawing if I actually do it. The lamp of the fetus jar dude would be sick. A lamp of the fetus jar dude would be sick. This guy. Yeah, I'm still sort of thinking about how the hell to even design it. I'm not quite happy with how it looks yet. Thank you for the $5, Josha, uh, Lenner, for the additional $5 on top of the already 50. Thank you very much. Okay, what's the in-world symbolism or meaning behind the doctor's notes and drawings? What besides an accurate dissections are they trying to portray? Oh boy, we're looking too deep into it. I don't know. I just like the aesthetic of notes and stuff. But well, the main reason behind the in-world is because the world is supposed to be written or seen from the perspective of someone who is documenting it. So he's legitimately taking notes of everything in the world. The stranger, by the way, that's who is like taking notes of everything. So the note taking and stuff is literally him taking notes of everything. And most of the notes are it's from like personal accounts of like talking to soldiers in the trenches and stuff, but also just like napping parts of books that exist. So he's not against like plagiarism, if that makes sense, for the sake of documentation. So if it's like a medical diagram of a magic user or something, it's not like he came up with it. It's more like he found it in a book about magic and then basically just copied the image and the notes over, and he'd probably like reference them or like put a like an origin on them as well, like where the notes came from. Do we want nips? I think nips are also fine. Maybe just one nip and have the other one be a black box. Even more symbol. No, no, just nips. Okay, I didn't mean to cut this arm off, but do we keep it? I feel like it's kind of neat. Also, Vitruvian Man, I think I need to actually have the shoulders be in the same place because I'm having the shoulders be in different locations, which doesn't make sense because it's not that he has four arms; it's that he's pivoting his arms down. This hand's a little. I feel actually, you know what would be good? Like a image of a hand, just like this, like just straight up hand. That would help balance out the image as well. Because then we have, you see, we have same size element on this side and this side. I'd say that's good. Three nips. Oh, now you're speaking my language. Yeah, I think this is getting somewhere. The crown might not be. I like it, but maybe the angle's not quite right yet. Okay, that. I don't know why the fuck I'd have a red square just because. 'Cause I'm feeling it, you know. I felt it. It was calling to me that I need a red square there, so I put it there. Oh, you know what? Actually, genius. I can have red squares with like negative writing in them. So it's just the writing that gets left out. Oh my god. I mean, who art so much artsy stuff happening right now. Incredible. Love you too, hun. Like, what was the inspiration for the crown? The inspiration for the crown came from the imagery of Yorm with like the flayed open head and magic leaking out of it. Where do you get your inspiration from? I don't know. There's so many places. Not intentionally, by the way. It's not like I intentionally seek out my inspiration. I just like the things that I take inspiration from, and that's how it happens to leak into my art. Uh, what do I the type of art that I make is just the type of art that I also like, you know? So if you see work that's similar to mine, I've most likely already know about it and most likely have already stolen from it, you know? Um Trench Crusader and that sort of stuff. I've had many people like recommend Trench Crusader, like, oh, have you heard of Trench Crusader and stuff? Yes, I have. I literally was copying his art for a while to get better. Like I have heard of him. Same with like Zdzislaw Baczynski. I love his work. He's dead, but I love his work. I try and taking inspiration from that. Although sadly, I haven't managed to capture the essence of his work at all. Like his work just has so much raw feeling of something behind it, but I can't get that yet. We love Baczynski, yes. And like early on in my art journey, I took heavy inspiration from Stephen Oakley. I still don't know how to say his name. Stephen Oakley. Let's just say that. Um, because he did work on Stage Two Evolved, which was a game I really liked, and it was the first game that the designs of the creatures was so good in that game that as a child, I was like, who the fuck is behind these designs? Like that was the first time. With all the other games that I played, I was like, yeah, it's a game. It has creatures or whatever in it. But that was the first one where I was like, these are awesome. Who made these? And then I found Stephen Oakley's work, and he's the same. Like he's worked now on uh God of War as well. Like that might be a more recognizable place to know him from. He's worked on a bunch of like stuff for that. I don't know what other stuff he's worked on. I haven't kept up with him since like way back when I was taking inspiration from his work. Reason is because back then I was like way more crazy about like alien designs and stuff like that. So his work was like what I was looking to make or to replicate. And how do I say it? Some of his things still stick all or are still stuck from his like line work because I tried to emulate his emulate his line work because that's like a very iconic thing I thought about his work was like the way he does textures and lines and stuff. And I think a tiny bit of that still sticks over. Like I don't think you could pick out which part of it, but but I think some essence of that is still in my work. Same with I basically just steal from different artists. Like that's normal. I'd say I fully encourage you just if you're learning art. Oh my god, I might be giving advice. If you're learning art, just steal things from whoever the fuck you think is that makes cool art. Just take stuff from them that you like. Ask yourself like what part of their art do I like and just take that part. Because if you just take little bits and like mash them all together from all the artists you like, nobody can tell. You know, the way I draw hands, I've told this on stream before. The way I draw hands, like when I draw hands simplified, I draw them like with just the knuckles and the spaces in between the fingers, like this, which I find very satisfying. The place that I got it from, now hear me out. I do not condone this or encourage it. Uh, but a friend's friend who draws lollies drew hands in a similar way, and I was like, "That's pretty neat." So I just took it. So when you see my hands, you can just imagine that that's taken from a lolly artist. He didn't draw bony, knuckly hands, but when he did draw hands, he would draw them like as one shape, and then only draw like the slots in between the fingers. So I was like, oh, that's really clever because I was having trouble with hands as well. And then after that point, like when I implemented that, I was like, oh shit, hands are like really fun to draw now because it's like they're more like abstracted. I remember that fun fact. Yeah, it's a fun fact. Yeah, so I really got good at like drawing hands or like had fun with drawing hands. I'm not good at hands because this is like an abstraction of a hand. Like it's not a realistic hand, but it's the way I like when hands look. Hold on, there's another artist that I took inspiration from that like you can see it in this as well, where you see like how the lines like flow together and I like try to have everything curve into each other. I took that from like there's an artist who does like really crazy dream fantasy kind of world building. Um he's on Instagram. I love his work. I mean his work is disgustingly good. It makes me want to vomit in it with joy of how good his work is. Uh like does that make yeah, does that make sense? Like have you seen an artist where you're like there's a physical reaction you get a physical reaction to how good they are at their job or what they draw. It's like way too good. There's two artists. Both of them are uh that give me this reaction are two artists. This is like a more recent inspiration that I'm trying to take from, by the way. Stealing. Vomit in a good way. Yeah, homie, let me homie what? Let me find the artist and then I'll share them because I you need to see this art of both of them. Both of them are just incredible. It's gonna take me a bit. Give me a sec. Oh shit. Issue is how am I gonna find him? I don't know what his profile picture looks like. I don't know his name either. I'm really bad at remembering artists. Even though I love their art, for some reason I'm shit at remembering their names. No. No, he definitely did not have a Tom and Jerry fucking. Ah, here it is. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna send him into the chat, alright? Because, like, my god. You'll definitely be able to tell that I'm trying to get something from his work. Here you go. I hope that made it into the chat. Can you see this? Yeah, look at that stuff. It is like the way he draws anatomy and like exaggerates it is but like not just the way he draws, like the style, his style is so fucking unique. But what's even worse or even better is his ideas are also like I've never seen anything like it. You know, he has like worlds that are gods and deities and shit like that, and all of it's illustrated so good. Like this image, hold on. This one's one of my favorites. God, I hate Instagram. Because all of it's like you can only post it in pieces and it's a long image. But this one, look at this shit. I screenshotted it, so it's not like perfectly clear, but like what the fuck? He drew all the gods and like realms in like a sort of totem pole, one under the other. Here's the other half. You see? It's Elden Ring, Dark Souls, exactly. And then the other guy, who I'm also taking inspiration from, I mean, I feel like this is how good they are. I feel shameful for saying that I'm taking inspiration from them because my work is so far from anything resembling even a smidget of their ability, right? So it's like me saying like, "Oh, I'm taking inspiration from them." You'd feel like, "Oh yeah, at least like you're close, right?" No, fuck no, I'm not close. So like even just saying that feels like it taints the glory of their work. But the other person works on uh, uh, I mean, wait, both this guy who I just showed you and this other person that I'm gonna show you is working on what's the fucking game called? Something something midnight. Yeah, South of Midnight. The upcoming game. Both of them are working for it. And immediately when I saw the art for the game, I knew that both of them were working for it because it's their style is so iconic. Look at this shit. Look at this dude. This is nuts. That is nuts. This guy's also working on Forever Winter, which is another thing I'm taking inspiration from. It's pretty much the same exact like aesthetic that I want, except it's like sci-fi future instead of like grungy medieval. But it's like the same idea of like a constant war, giant mega structures, a forever lasting war, like crazy war machines and shit. Look at this design. And there's another one that's even better than this. Hold on. I wish I could. Can I? Does he have an art station so I can just like uh he does have an art station, but so I can show you the full version because you need to see the full resolution version. Art station. South of Midnight or South from Midnight, South of Midnight, I think. It's a game that's coming out. Come on, why do you not have that piece on your fucking art station? Art station. Tell me you don't have an art station. God damn it. Okay, fine. I hate Instagram, but it's the only choice I have for. Okay, look at this. Look at this guy. This is. It's. I. Like, how do you even come up with this shit? So, like, it's. This is for South of Midnight, by the way. It's here. But like, it's a guy. It's a giant guy who who is also a bird, but the bird parts of him are made out of fabric, and they're like sewn onto him, and it looks you know like those crochet, not crochet, but you know what I mean, like it's made out of different pieces of fabric sewn onto him. Like, look at this, with like the sewing line going down. I wish the image was more clear than this, and the eyes like um stitched into it, and the fucking wing pattern, look, with embroidery. It looks like a grandma's tablecloth. Like, his wings are made out of the kind of shit you'd see on a grandma's tablecloth, and his face is made of different segments that can unfurl into a fucking bird head. Like, who comes up with that shit? It's nuts. This design is gorgeous. It's like, I couldn't think of a way to improve it. It is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. You know, same as this spider lady who has a dress made out of tons of different dresses, you know, and on her body are like patchwork as well. And she's like sewing or like sewing threads and shit, and all of it's so good. All of it's so good. All of his work is the same as the work he does for Forever Winter. That's also stunning. Both of these artists are disgustingly good at what they do, and it makes me sad. It makes me incredibly happy and incredibly sad because I can't. I can't even think, how the hell do you get to that point? Does he have ball discussions on stream though? I mean, yeah, that's I got him on that. I'm winning on that front. He's definitely not had any ball discussions on stream. If he had, then I'd be screaming at the heavens, "Damn you!" He even won in that or in that compartment or department. Oh shit! Like, hold on, I just realized another element that's even better about the design. I can't. I look at it, and it gets even better. Uh, Look at this. You see like the crazy thrill around the neck, like, you know, like angry screaming thrill around the neck. That's the second pair of wings coming from underneath the first to create that shape. That's the second pair of wings coming in. I didn't even think about that. Fuck. It's like, how do you even? Damn you, damn you. Okay, yeah, sorry, hold on. Let me send you the link to this guy's stuff in the chat. Link to the second artist. Yeah, sorry. Here. How the hell do they do this? I know, it's nuts. God. Like, to come up with crazy ideas like that, you have to have like a nutty visual library, don't you? Like, cause all the ideas come from the visual library, right? You have to have all those things in your head and then like associate them together to be able to create those kinds of imaginative concepts. So for some somehow this dude can like connect those dots and make that guy and design him and have all those things be. I mean, obviously he's working for or we're going full circles. It's impossible, to feel better about myself as an artist. There is no possible way that he can come up with designs like that without being on drugs. It must be the drugs, you know? This is why I quit art. All the sweats using performance enhancing drugs. LSD is the performance enhancing drug of the art world. What steroids and provolone and whatever the fuck is for bodybuilding, LSD is for art. These cheating artists, they should be doing drug tests before they get hired by these fucking corporations, you know? They're beating out natural artists like me. Unfair, honestly. Unfair. You're still very young. Just wait. Just wait till we find out that the dude behind that shit's like 15 and we'll weep. Probably not. I mean, he's a veteran of the industry probably, but still it'd be funny. I mean, age is definitely not a like you can work your ass off and be that good by, a younger age, but that's foresight or hindsight. LSD, the new meta. Yeah. I know I have like a bunch of time ahead of me. I'm not like grieving about the loss of my art career. It's starting. So I'm not worried, but it's fun to just ogle at artists that are so much better than you. It's fun, you know? I'm not envious of them in that way, so don't worry. It's not like I'm seething like how dare they be better at me. No, it's genuinely inspiring. I probably should just give them 6 fingers. Oh no, I'm worried because if I give the hand 6 fingers, maybe somebody's gonna be like, he's clearly using AI to create these drawings. Because look, the hand has 6 fingers. In truth, if you do not know, a hand is supposed to have 5 fingers. I'm drawing the fingers too straight. I gotta give them more bony. Forgot. I gotta add the bone. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Every hand has 78 fingers. I mean, true, but, you know. As you might be able to tell, to the eye of a seasoned AI veteran, if you look at this image closely, you can tell that one of his gonads is slightly lower than the other. And that's a telltale sign that it's an AI piece of art. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Everybody knows they're supposed to be even. Perfectly the same size and at the same height. With other artists for being so good, you're actually angry with yourself for not being good enough. No, I don't have like jokes aside, I don't have any like issues with or not any issues that are too bad with like self-worth as an artist and stuff, or like loathing how I'm not as good at art yet as other people or whatever. There was obvious I definitely went through that period, like no denying. Yes, I feel like every artist probably goes through that period of being like, fuck, like why am I even doing this? Like what's the point? Everybody's better, blah 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 that. I went through all that. Like to the point where I almost like threw out the world project. Like Rust and Trenches was almost thrown out at some point, like closer to the beginning of like the videos starting and stuff. But like, I've definitely like uh made peace with it now. You know, I'm just enjoying art for the sake of art. Thank you for the $2, uh, Joshua Leonard. I still don't know if I'm saying your name right. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Lol. Look at my previous super chat. Oh shit, did I miss one? Sorry. If I did, I'm sorry. Thank you for the $2. Napoleon felt inferior to Caesar. Oh, fair enough. Jesus. Appreciate it. But yeah. The thing is with my art journey, like I've sort of accepted it as it being a journey, you know? Uh in the sense that I did so many things inefficiently. Like I still do. I'm not practicing nearly as much as I should be if I want to genuinely like improve in my art and stuff. I should be grinding and pouring my heart and soul into it and fucking like just suffering at the pen, trying to get anatomy perfect and shit like that. But I sort of have been taking it a lot more casually, or I've always taken it more casually, just mostly spending most of my time drawing for fun, and then sometimes doing studies and stuff if I feel like it, and not even doing them for a long time and stuff. So like looking back at it, I could totally get to the point I'm at now with like artistic ability way faster, like way more efficiently, twice, even three times as efficiently, if I just spent all that time that I did drawing for fun, drawing instead doing studies and working away at it. I'd be at the same point with like 4 years shaved off, you know. Um, but would I choose to do that if I had a time machine? Fuck no, Jesus no, because uh, the main reason I've stuck to it and stuff is because I've taken it so slow and really enjoyed the process of it, you know? If I suffered through it and got good as fast as possible, I feel like I would have I would hate myself or my art at least. I'd hate my art. Just because it's like it's work, it's a chore, it's a nightmare to just, do studies over and over again for months on end, to get better. Fuck. I have some friends who do that, where they're just churning out study after study and just suffering for the sake of getting better at art. And I'm like, Jesus. Like they're not slowing down and actually enjoying it, or doing something that they would actually want to draw once in a while, which would really help them, enjoy it more. I'm worried that they'll end up, like resenting it instead of actually liking drawing, just because of the way they went about it. Did you ever, were you so angry you made something that describes your anger? Actually, no. For some reason, I never do art for like expressing my own inner emotions. I've tried once before, but it didn't like go that well because the thing is like I started drawing because I wanted to be a concept artist. So I already went like the reason I expressed myself with art was to give or the reason I express myself in art, like what I do through my art is I just like sharing cool ideas, you know? And none of those happen to have anything to do with what's happening inside me. You know? So that's just not the path I went down. I didn't go through like the introspective, I think is the word, path as an artist and like doing like self portraits and shit like that. I didn't go down that road, you know? I'm very much impressed by artists that can do that, by the way. Like put emotion into pieces and have those be expressed through art, and then have other people see it and sort of get it. That's really hard. The closest I've gotten to that is like this, more abstract interpretive piece. I'm way better at just drawing characters and stuff. And I guess now I'm going out of my comfort zone again, drawing more like interpretive pieces. But this was like trying to capture the emotion, not of me, but of the world of Rust and Trenches. And I think I did do quite well, right? It's more of a mood piece rather than an actual location or something. But still, like you can see, I'm there's a crutch. Like I'm crutching on drawing scenes that are bleeding into each other in a more abstract way, but still they are individually scenes. I'm still unable to like draw a truly abstract piece of art that comes from inside. I can't do that. I'm just not trained in that way, or I haven't trained myself in that way. คิดว่ายังไงลายเสื้ออืมเพราะว่าก็น่าสนใจนะแต่มันยังต้องมีอะไรอีกสักอย่างหึอ๋อ thank you ไม่เอามือ cheaper than Wacom just as good เสียงเหี้ยไอ้เหี้ยเหมือนกูโดนดาเมจในเกมอ่ะกูไม่ได้กูเตรียมตัวไม่พร้อม I just took damage as sorry. I'm not gonna tell you the context of that, but I just yelped like I took damage in a fucking game. Huion, cheaper than Wacom, just as good. I think a lot of people don't realize that all the research that goes into art. I mean, depends. Uh, art can be as shallow as you want, I guess. Like you can draw just for the sake of drawing. I can draw just for the sake of drawing, and it'll look just as good as like the researched parts. But the research is the part that I really like. So I I sometimes hate how much I feel like I need to research for drawings. Like I can't just draw. I feel like I've lost. I mean, it's probably a natural progression of the artist's journey, but I lost that part of myself, that childish part of myself, where as a kid I could just sit down and pump out pages after pages of just wacky and weird alien monsters from different worlds. I filled out sketchbooks in like I have a sketchbook that's like 100 pages, like a solid thick ass fucking sketchbook, and I finished that thing in like 2 months, 2 months, and it has tons of drawings in it. Like I think it was like different little like thumbnail sketches, like I think like 800 of them, and like proper finished full pieces, like 100 or so, just nonstop pumping art because at that time I just drew because it was fun and I had ideas in my head, but I still wasn't burdened by the necessity to justify those ideas. The justification didn't need because it was just for me, right? So I could draw uh I drew a giant alien with ice skates as feet, like feet that looked like ice skates that was gigantic and it would skate on this like ice planet lake and like hunt creatures down and stuff. Did it make sense? Fuck no. It didn't make sense. None of it made sense. If I looked back at it with my like more critical thinking nowadays, I'd tear my young self apart with how nothing makes sense. Anything goes. But there's like a certain type of magic to that as well that I've now lost. So I nowadays I can never sit down again and just genuinely draw, turn off my brain and just draw for the sake of just cool, goofy designs. I'll always be like, that doesn't make sense, or this isn't realistic, or maybe I should research the background of this, or I can't just draw that building. I need to look up what those buildings look like, or whatever. Good night. Maybe a few drugs would true. Indeed, a few drugs would definitely help. I'm sort of struggling to think why. Okay, here's the thing. This image, I'm sort of wanting to take most of the inspiration for this image from this guy. Is it that because none of it's red, that it doesn't look as gory? Maybe red isn't the right color for this. I mean, it kind of is though, because like it is an autopsy and shit. Red is the right color, but you know what I mean. Like this looks artsy. This kind of still looks a little too gory for me. It's probably like the intestines and shit going on there. But what do I do? The red finger. Why is one finger colored red? Who knows? It's art. Blue gray? Maybe. Hold on. Into mask. Let's try some different colors. Bluish gray. I mean, yeah, immediately that makes it less gory. You're right. Make it more orangey like rust. Yeah, we can try that too. That also works. Still a little gory, but definitely works. How does the shirt taste? Scale of 1 to 10. No idea. We'll have to find out. I still haven't gotten my hands on it because I still need to draw the design. But yeah, a blue might actually be the right call here because it does help make it look a lot more diagrammy. I like the orange actually. Yeah, orange is nice too. Thing is, like, I'll definitely be like changing the color around depending on the color of the shirt, because we're not just gonna do. I'll for sure do like a black shirt. I'll for sure do a white shirt. But then I want some like nicer colors in between as well. Hopefully, I can find a place that does that. I want some like, hold on, let me find some colors as an example. I like this color shirt sort of as well. Hold on, let me try it in. Like that color, sort of like I don't know, like more of the pastel colors. Those might fit the shirts well as well. Also, let's try if I do a okay. If I try making the shirt black, well, that's not right. Jesus Christ. Awful. No, because I wanted to take the line work and turn it white. And see how that looks. Yeah, I think that would work as well, right? I might need to adjust some things for the black version of the design, though. or like this version of the design, because then the shadow. Well, no, I think it's. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, guys. I think I actually might need to head off. It was fun, but it is almost midnight, or it is midnight, and I'm gonna have to head to bed because I gotta wake up early tomorrow. So yeah, it was very enjoyable talking to you and thinking of shirt ideas. I'm gonna tinker around with this more. I think we're getting somewhere. It just needs a little more something. I feel like I still need to abstract the design more. It's still a little too much physical, like physical elements. Maybe more of like a see-through thing going on with this, something like this maybe, showing the veins and stuff perhaps. But we'll see. Yeah.